worst abuser of spray tan or baby oil?
Spray tan baby oil. That's
Apart from
all of them
Adam
now.
Cole at the moment, he's turning up like a Simpson, like every
Some
week at the
of
moment.
some of them are so orange and they look like a Oompa Loompa or something. It's like you get a better color or something.
I,
Yeah, a
I
lot of them.
I know this is an AEW thing. We're not talking much about AEW, but have you seen the memes that are coming out recently where Adam Cole either hasn't tanned his hands or he hasn't tanned his
Yes,
knees for some reason?
yes. I don't. And the problem there, I think, is he probably didn't put it on soon enough and let it dry. And so when you put your knee pads on, it's going to soak it up wherever it's at, and you got to let that stuff dry. In TNA, the office would get mad because the guys would come in and they put a stop. They said no more spray tan or no more whatever tanning lotions because it would get on the canvas. And so during the show, you'd have all these tanning marks all over the canvas. They said no more.
Did
But you have to let that settle for a day or so. Because on big shows, Mike Enos told me one time, he said, you never saw Hogan without a tan. So that's why always made sure I had a good tan. Especially when you're under the TV lights, you'll think you have a good tan. Those TV lights will flush you out, and you're like, oh, I don't even look tan. So I always made sure I was good and dark. And then on special pay-per-views and stuff, I would go double dip. So I would go in the spray booth and get the spray tan. And then once it dried, I go in the ultra bronzing bed and then bake it in. So
did you have any tanning mishaps where as far as smearing the ring canvas or anything like
no,
that?
no, because I would do it usually a day or two before, just so it was always, good and dry. And
Okay, advice for Adam Cole right there: do it a day before at least. For goodness' sake, and
and then
don't.
you can tell too when they're sweating, it starts to run. If you got to let it set in for a while.
I bet a lot of wrestlers, performers, when HD came in around 2008, were quite upset for one of those reasons with the spray tan and the sweating and stuff. It'd be more obvious.
Yeah, yeah, and I always just like to just get a real tan instead of the spray tan. And I know they say, "Oh, it's bad for you. You're going to get skin cancer and stuff." And here's the scary part. I've been tanning in tanning beds since they were invented in the late 80s. And that's when you can only be in the bed for like 3 or 4 minutes and you were torched. And I can't even imagine, now that the whole industry has changed. They have ultra bronzing beds that filter out all the bad burning rays and they'll just brown you and stuff. So it's expensive, but it's worth it. So I was just, I'll still, if it's a nice sunny day, I'm out in the yard doing yard work without my shirt on, getting a tan.
It's an investment in yourself.
It is.
It's
Plus,
like
in ECW, if we got to the building early and it was a nice day, me and Tracy Smothers, we'd take our shirts off and go walk around the parking lot for an hour and get a last minute tan.
good man. Good man. I like the investment in yourself. There was when you said before about duct taping boots, and I'd recently seen something on. I don't know if it was some weird reality show where some kid went to TNA for tryouts, and Kurt Angle and Nick Aldis were staring at him as he had duct tape on his boots, and they would say, "Dude, laces are 99 cents. Like, you must be able to afford that, surely." It's one of those things where I think people can be too. You tell me otherwise, but people can be too. You can't spoil yourself enough as far as your aesthetics go in pro wrestling, I guess is what I'm trying to
Well,
say.
like you said, it's an investment in yourself. And I've always believed you have to look the part. And I mean, I don't want to pay my money to go see someone in the ring who looks like the neighbor's kid doing backyard wrestling. I always firmly believe you got to look the part. Hit the gym, get a tan, get professional looking gear, look the part. We're supposed to be superheroes in that ring and stand out, and when I broke in, it was still Land of the Giants, but I knew I had to look the part. And like, thank you for telling me I always came in looking in shape, but I always was told you got to look the part. And I was proud that when I would meet people, even early in my career, before I even did anything and got national exposure, and they didn't know what I do for a living, I heard a lot of times, anyone ever tell you look like a pro wrestler? I knew I was doing something right.
Not to, as I say, not to get you in any trouble, but there's maybe a couple of people, say no names, currently in the business right now, who you must want to buy them a gym membership for themselves. Just have it. Just try it once. You might enjoy it.
Well, I can't speak for everyone else, and that's one of my pet peeves is look the part. But personally, I could not have kept wrestling and taking all this punishment if I didn't hit the gym and, and just train. And I learned you can't be a power lifter now because you're, every time you go in that ring, you're doing damage to your body. And so I learned you have to train for endurance so your body can kind of, and it's, I would say, and so body can kind of absorb this punishment, but you're still damaging your body. But it's just, there's no way in hell I could have kept going if I didn't hit the gym.
Did you ever avoid workouts, too much working out like that would impact your knees, for example?
Um, I just didn't go real heavy because, you know, if you go to me like powerlifting, if you have wrestle, I think that's why some guys you'll see wrestlers tearing body parts, like tearing a pec or tearing a quad or something. I think you're probably lifting too heavy in the gym too.
So you're very much lower weight, higher rep chap.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably the
I
right
mean, I
way.
would say I still trained hard, but you and I just think you have to listen to your body because there's times too when you get in the gym, uh, your body you're just not feeling it. There's times I've been in the gym 5 minutes and I'm like, nope, and I'll walk out, just not feeling it today, and just got to listen to your body. And maybe that day it needs a rest.
Yeah, I'm coming up to 38 years of feeling like that. Straight.
Welcome to my world. I need a nap every day at 2 o'clock, or yeah.